Stickers on the paintwork, aerofoils, front splitters, no rear seats, stiffer suspension, bonnet nostrils, none of these are things you'd associate with Bentley. Bentley is about luxury and deportment, not sportiness. But Bentley is now GT3 racing, and it needs to link that back to its street cars, and this is the connection, the GT3R. This car uses the small V8 motor to keep weight down, but even with no rear seats and chunks of carbon, it weighs 2,195 kilograms. It does have 580 horsepower though, and a shorter rear axle, and stiffer springs and dampers, and the interior has lots of green bits, and it's all very nicely done, and yes, like you, on first seeing the GT3R, I had no idea what Bentley was up to. The world needs a garish, stiff Bentley like it does another cookery programme on the television.
But the problem is, you then drive the Bentley Continental GT3R and you think it might be a little bit magnificent, which is quite confusing because I really should hate this car because I think it's the wrong concept. I don't think it's necessarily what a Bentley needs to be, but lordy, it's really good. So why is it good? Well, for starters, it's a great road car. The whole badging thing is a bit of a misnomer. It's a bit misleading. This car is a fantastic road car, and I'm not helping the misleading bit by taking it to a track, but we need a big place to let this thing move around because it's a big old lump at well over 2 tons. It's got lovely damping. It's a great fast GT car. It's quite playful when you want it to be as well. I mean, we're sort of backing it into this corner here at the moment, and you watch what it does. If you sort of bring the throttle in like this and trail it in and fling it about, that feels quite interesting when you've got 2 and a bit tons floating around. But it's lovely and controllable. You can turn all of the bits and bobs off. It's got a torque vectoring differential. The big change though, over the standard car, well, there's a couple of things, aren't there? There's some engine modifications as we described, but this alteration in final drive ratio from a 285 to a 3.5, that's great. This car doesn't need to do 220 miles an hour, but you really feel the punch in the intermediate gears, and it's lovely and short geared. It's fantastic. The only downside to that is that this thing is massively expensive, and anyone that's spent time in an RS6 as I have knows that ostensibly that's the same powertrain and you can have it for a lot less money. But no, it's a very, very interesting concept. Once you realise that it's not all about just going fast on the circuit. It's too big and too heavy for that. But on the road, it's got 4 damper modes. Leave it in the softest one and it's really nice and accommodating. It's great. Yes. A surprising package. I suppose the fundamental question that we need to answer is, does Bentley need to be in the sporting space? Well, it's got a GT3 racing program, and if it's going to do that, it needs to link that back to its road car product to, I suppose, have the marketing benefit from it. The problem is the base car is so big. I mean, they've whipped all the weight out of this thing, as you can see, and we told you about in the detail shots. There's carbon everywhere and they've done this and that, but it still weighs as much as a kind of big SUV. So it's never going to be a light sporting thing. And I suppose that means that the whole sort of stickers and spoilers thing is a little bit redundant. But once in a while, you come across a combination of things that you think shouldn't work that just kind of work. And anyone who's had a bacon and banana toasted sandwich for breakfast will know exactly what I mean. Bentley stickers and spoilers and hardcoreness. It shouldn't work, but it kind of does. Well, there you go. That was interesting. I'll play that back. I wonder if my face betrays the fact that wasn't entirely meant to happen.